What is happening, guys? Martin Martinez back again. So if you like the content, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Leave your comments down below and let's get into it. Also, Cash App information is down below. Help support the channel. So quick video for you today. Next video we're going to do, probably we're going to get into more about obviously what's happening in the gym. However, with this video, the question really is, what have you done recently to focus on yourself? Are you in monk mode right about now? Do you focus on what you need to do? Are you in the zone, or have you got a lot of distractions? One thing I'm noticing more so than ever before, ever before, we're constantly on the phones. We constantly got these distractions. The television's going off, the radio's going off. We listen to some podcasts. We're always on the go. And I know obviously life is changing so much and it's becoming ever more, you know, how could I say, fast paced. But ultimately the question is, when have you looked at yourself? When have you focused on your own health? If you've got a family, it's going to be very difficult. You've got other people around you. You've got your children to deal with. You've got to focus on, you know, what am I going to do tomorrow? How am I going to do this at work? It's going to happen. That's the world that we're in now. And I think with the economic crisis and everyone is living in what we're doing, it feels like everything is constantly on this cycle and it's just never stopping. However, for your own mental health, one thing I'd say and one thing I've had to learn is that you have to take a step back. One thing I'm learning as well is that you can't necessarily control everything. You can only focus on what you can control. And if something, what annoys me, if something's outside of my control, it does annoy me because I can't move things forward as I'd like. I'm dependent on somebody else here, this joke over here. I'm waiting for things to move forward, that person, so I can move forward. And that does annoy me. However, that's something that I've had to learn to control. So, you know, when it comes to the whole sort of like what I'm in the process now of losing excess weight and everything else like that, I can control my diet. It's very difficult though if you're going out and you're going to, you know, working long hours, you're waking up very early maybe. It's very difficult to maintain some type of structure. So obviously you have to try and put in these systems in place if you can, to make it as easy for you to, as much as you can. So me now regulating my food, watching my calories, maintaining that I've got, you know, my fitness pal up to date and everything that's like that, just to see what I'm up to. That's one thing I'm doing right about now. But the thing is, ultimately, and again, the question is, are you in monk mode? So for instance, are you shutting out the distractions? Are you focusing on where you need to be? Have you got a yearly plan? Have you got a 6-month plan? Have you got a 3-month plan? You know, put these things in place. Have some structure as well in what you're doing, just to try and help yourself get to where you want to achieve and what your goals. The only reason I'm saying this now is because I just started to read this book, and I'm not necessarily even that far into it. I'm only like three chapters in, and I'm at the chapter pretty much now where I'm at the chapter of never think small. Now, I don't know if you've read this book, but it's just something that I'm just noticing. You know, some of the things he's talking about here about having clear goals and clear things, you know, visualized already. That's nothing new. These are things like anything that's difficult in the sense of it's nothing that we've not heard before. But that being said, I would recommend this book if you can. I think I got this book from like Amazon, or I think I got it from Asda or something like that. It was only like £6 or something at the time. I don't know why it was so cheap, but it seems to be actually like interesting. I don't think you're going to see anything groundbreaking in this book, but it's a book I'd recommend to have a check out if you can. But you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he did his thing. And I think one thing I've noticed as well about successful people depends on the time when they came around. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, when he came around, it was a particular time. You know, the guy who did MySpace, I don't even know his name, but his particular time was when it was. If he came around now, it wouldn't mean anything. Instagram, Facebook, all these things, you know, it's a particular time. This guy came around, I'm pretty sure he was on steroids at the time he was doing this thing. I don't even think he's denied it. But for what it was at the time in the US, when he went to America, and he talks about that in the book as well, he's not necessarily gone, you know, at a time when it's like now. He's gone at a time which is very different, and obviously the way he was able to get into movies and everything else like that, he talks about that in the book. I think he's talked a little bit as well about going into politics as well, but really it's about that mental clarity, putting your time into focusing on what you need to do and what you need to achieve. So guys, again, maybe a bit of a rant, but it's just something I want to say. Get into monk mode, start doing some stuff, focusing on yourself, go to the sauna, go to the gym, have that mental space for yourself. If you can have a holiday, go on holiday. If that's not possible, try and find your little time for you to focus on you and drill down your goals, because 2024, we can't be messing around out here. We need to be clear, because again, a lot of people are struggling financially, and again, if we're not clear what we want to do, that's going to mean that someone's going to make a decision for us. So we have to be very clear. But guys, leave your comments down below. Don't forget to Cash App. See you in the next video. And again, if you've read this book, leave your comments, let me know what you think. See you next video. Peace.